Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Wicked Bitter channel. I'm Travis. Thank you for checking out this video. If you are a wrestling fan, this is your first time on this channel, this is a perfect match between you and I. Hit subscribe on this channel, like this video for more WWE content, because today we are talking about Saturday night's main event, but that's not all we do here. We talk about Raw, SmackDown, we do predictions videos, we do reaction videos, we do email videos, which I really do enjoy. You send in your emails and I read them here on video for you to see, and then we talk about it afterwards. I got a lot coming up on this channel because I've finished some things that I needed to finish, so I would say by early next year, January, we're going to start doing some other things here. I'm looking into live streaming, all this fun stuff, so you're going to want to be a part of it. So for now, let's just get into what this video is supposed to be about. Let's talk about Saturday night's main event. First of all, I really enjoyed the intro to this show. It gave back that old school feel. It had the old logo, the old music. They played some old footage. I loved it. This was fantastic. And to top it all off, I personally love this guy. I don't know how everybody feels about him, but Pat McAfee showed up and he did some guest commentary for the whole night with Michael Cole, and I thought that was such a great touch. Didn't know I needed it, but I love hearing Pat on commentary. I love seeing him on TV regardless. I don't even watch college football at all. I don't follow the sport at all. And when I see Pat doing the morning game day stuff, I can't help but stop and watch sometimes because he's so entertaining. He's so good at what he does, and I was just so happy he was here to do the whole show. A little bummed out, though, because they introduced Jesse the Body Ventura, and I thought I was hoping he was going to do commentary the whole night, but it seems like they only wanted him to do commentary for the main event, which is fine. The main event was okay. I'll get into everything, obviously, but having him there for the main event, I thought was pretty cool. It's a nice touch, but it would have been nice to hear him all night, but it's fine. Maybe we'll just take what we can get. It's just cool to see him back around WWE in general as a whole. Now, I'm not going to dig into every single match step by step and everything that happened, but the first match of the night was Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. I'm going to be honest here. I was kind of expecting, I'm going to be honest about the whole night, really, because I'm not trying to sound like a downer, but I was kind of expecting more out of every single match in the night. It took me like maybe a couple of matches in, and there was only 5 on the night, but it only took me a couple of matches in to realize that, you know what, Saturday night's main event, for one, it's not a PLE, so it's not on the Peacock, it's not a special, like, hyped up thing. It's not like Raw. It's like a mix in between like a Raw, SmackDown, and a PLE. But it felt like to me like a glorified like house show. Like a live event that you go to that doesn't make TV. That's what it felt like watching it, knowing that I've gone to these shows before, the house shows, and they do like their holiday tours and they go through all these cities, and it's not like a Raw or a SmackDown. You just go to have a good time for a couple hours, and that's exactly what this kind of was for me. Nevertheless, overall, the whole show in general was a pretty good show. Nothing spectacular happened except for one moment that we'll get into. But overall, everything was fine. It was a good show, solid show. But I say that to say, Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre, it did well, but it didn't go as long as I thought it was going to go. And the way that it just finished was like one Claymore, and that was it. One Claymore to Sami, that gets the win. And it wasn't even like he ran across the whole ring for the Claymore. It's kind of like when Sami just rolled back into the ring, McIntyre took a few steps and just hit a Claymore. So there's like really no big power behind it. I didn't understand why that would put away Sami, a guy who's kicked out of like multiple Gunther finishes. And I just found that kind of strange. Sami has kicked out of like a Superman punch and a spear before. It took one Claymore. And it wasn't even a Claymore that was off the ropes or from corner to corner. It was straight up just like 3 steps and a Claymore. It was very strange that it ended the way it did, but that's what we get. Drew McIntyre gets the win. Nothing crazy happened after that. I know on my predictions video, I was hoping that Seth Rollins would show up and cost him the match. But it was right here when I was just like, oh, you know what? Why would that happen? This is like getting like house show vibes out of this, and I don't think Seth would have done it there. Maybe if it was a PLE, maybe even on a Raw, but for here, nah, I guess not. I was wrong in thinking that, so I was right about my prediction though, and I will say I had a clean sweep across the whole board. I got every single thing right except for the outside stuff. I got the results of the match right, just not the outside stuff that was going to happen. And when I recorded that predictions video, it was before it was announced that Chelsea versus Michin was going to happen for the United States Championship. But if you look on my Instagram, where I posted the picture of all my predictions, somebody commented and asked, what about Chelsea versus Michin? And I picked Chelsea even before the show. So I killed it. I got every single thing right. I'm sure a lot of you did too. I mean, it wasn't, just by looking at it, it wasn't going to be like this. For me, one of the biggest hangups was Sammy versus Drew. When I was really considering, I was like, would Sammy win? But I'm glad I picked Drew, and I think it was right that he won. I think Drew needed that win after losing to Punk. And we're gonna try to build this heel Drew up again. I see him going to SmackDown in the future here during this whole shakeup thing that they're doing, I see him being a champion again by before next year is over. Next year in 2025, I see him being a top champion again. But solid match to start tonight. Io Sky versus Liv Morgan, another pretty solid match here. I did have a problem though with the German suplexes that Io was giving Liv. It sounded like she was doing it on top of a pillow. Like it was the softest German suplexes I think I've ever seen or heard. I didn't hear the impact. It didn't look like it really hurt. I was just like, and it was 3 in a row, and I'm like, where's the power behind it? I don't hear the mat. I don't hear her hitting the mat. Is she just landing on like clouds? What? It was the weirdest thing. Io Sky ends up kneeing Liv Morgan in the face. She took it to the face hard. That sounds bad. It doesn't sound like I'm talking about a knee to the face, but that's what it was, and I think it busted up her nose a little bit. Liv was bleeding. Hopefully it's not a broken nose. She looked like she was okay, but who knows? It'd be kind of cool to see her in a face mask, though, right after Rhea Ripley was in a face mask for a little bit. I think that would be a pretty cool little switch there. But in the end, Liv Morgan gets the win here. She stays women's champion. I didn't think Io really was going to win that. Liv, I still think she's got some ways to go. And as she was leaving up on the stage, Rhea Ripley came out. Of course, you want to give the crowd the pop. And so Rhea came out. They kind of stared at each other. Liv raised her belt. And that was it. That was it for that match. I'm going to tell you what, I've said it in other videos, I am ready for that feud to be over. Balor versus Priest versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. I knew this the whole way. I knew this was going to be Gunther. And I knew Balor was only in this match to eat the pin. Once they added Priest in there, I was like, yep. Balor was going to get pinned either way, whether the triple threat match or just a one-on-one with Gunther and Balor. It was an okay match. It was fine. I love the powerbomb on the steps that Gunther did to Priest, and it's just the match was fine. It's hard to get into it when the guy you want to win. I love Gunther, don't get me wrong, but I really want Balor to get back in this World Heavyweight Championship picture. I want him to be a main event guy. I love Finn Balor. I think he's got a lot to offer, and we aren't using him the way that I think he should be used, the way he was first initially used. Hopefully, he can get back to prominence, in the next year, but. He takes the pin, Gunther wins, and I want to know what's next for Gunther because I'm thinking we're going to get a Priest and Balor feud. So what would be next for Gunther? Maybe Punk, but Seth Rollins interferes in that. I don't know. Maybe we'll get some more answers on Monday Night Raw. But I guess that's what we got here. Gunther wins. I mean, so far this was pay-per-view, or not even a pay-per-view. This show has been pretty cut and dry. You know what I mean? There's no spectacular, big time, newsworthy things. It's the champions win, and they put on a pretty good match, and that's about all we're going to get for the whole night. So easily, my favorite moment of the night is up next. Michin versus Chelsea Green for the United States Championship, first ever Women's United States Championship, and Chelsea Green came out. I thought it was really cool that she had the tribute to Zack Ryder with the one long leg, tight or pants, and then the other one short, how Zack Ryder used to wear it. They were in Long Island, of course. Chelsea looked awesome. Her gear was cool. She got her face all over her whole gear, and then Michin's gear was cool. This was a cool match. I love the way it ended. I love the unprettier from the top rope. She jumped down and did the unpretty her. Very cool. Chelsea Green is the inaugural Women's United States Champion. How awesome is that? I remember when the tournament started, I picked her, and I know when I picked Lyra for the Intercontinental Women's Championship tournament. So far, Lyra is still alive in that. It'd be cool if I could get both of them right. That would be pretty sweet. I'm happy for Chelsea. She deserves it. I could go on and on about it because, honestly, I don't think WWE ever had plans for Chelsea to be a champion, at least not yet, because her character is more of like a comedy, like just comic relief, not supposed to be taken seriously. And then she got over so much with the crowd. The crowd absolutely loves Chelsea. All of her close moments at Money in the Bank before, like almost winning the Women's Championship. Like she has had moments. She's had moments where the fans have shown that they are fully behind her, and WWE found a way to give the fans what they wanted. It wasn't the Women's Championship. It wasn't the Money in the Bank champion or Money in the Bank briefcase, but it was the United States Championship. And not only that, to be the first ever, this is going to go down in history now. She is a trivia question. Who is the first ever Women's United States Champion in WWE? And you have to say that it's Chelsea Green because that is a fact. I love it. She deserves it. I love Chelsea. I'm happy she won that championship. Don't get me wrong. I do like Michin, but Chelsea was the correct winner here. Very happy. WWE did the right thing. Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes here. Couple of things I wanted to mention. I really want that Kevin Owens shirt, the one where it's like his face pasted on top of like Dusty Rhodes' face, and it's called the Canadian Dream. I love that. I kind of want to get that shirt. But cool moments here. Kevin Owens did the backdrop onto the table like Randy Orton does, and then Cody Rhodes hit the RKO on Kevin Owens on the announce table like Randy does. I thought that was pretty cool. This was a really good match. Inside, I was really hoping for Kevin Owens to win this match, but it was Cody Rhodes who gets the win, and he remains champion. But by the way, man, that winged championship, my God, I love that title. I love that title. I wish that was today's title. I wish Triple H would bring it back and let Cody or whoever wear that title, use that title, have that title all the time without the championship we have now. Compare the two. Like, I don't know what your preference is, but mine is that double wing championship. Compared to today's WWE title, I love the winged one so much better. It actually looks like a champion's title and not just like a large marketing, title that they're putting out there. I love that title. I wish they could use it all the time. But Cody looked cool with it. Kevin Owens, when he held it up later on, looked cool with it. Cody Rhodes gets the win here. After the match, after the show goes off the air, Cody goes off the air by holding up the title, all that kind of cool stuff. When the show goes off air, Kevin Owens attacks Cody Rhodes from behind, and then he hits a package pile driver to Cody Rhodes. I hope Kevin Owens uses this move because I love that move. I know he hasn't been able to use it in WWE, really. He did like a package power bomb where he doesn't have to drive the guy's head into the mat. I love the pile driver. Please let him keep using that. If that's like a new finisher along with the stunner or whatever, I would love it. But he ends up hitting that on Cody Rhodes and sends Cody Rhodes to the hospital in a stretcher, much like he did when he hit a pile driver to Randy Orton. And I wonder what this means now. Triple H came out after that. It was all off air. He ended up like getting to a shoving contest with Kevin Owens. They're like in each other's face and everything. So I thought that was pretty cool for social media and that for us to talk about now. But going forward from here, what does that mean? The pile driver took out Randy Orton. He's still out. He's been out for a couple of months. Did the package pile driver take out Cody for a couple of months? How are we going to handle this? Did they take Cody off TV so we can have more time for Roman? Or is something else coming to SmackDown? I think Cody Rhodes can't get a pile driver and just be gone for a week. That doesn't add up to how Randy's been out for 2 months. So if we're going to do this and we're building Kevin Owens up this way, a dangerous guy who's putting people in the hospital, you can't discredit that by having Cody come back the next week. He's got to be gone for a little bit here. And then in place of that, he's still the champion. So what do we do? That's going to be a good question going into SmackDown, something for us to look forward to and sink our teeth into. Hopefully they do it right. All right, my friends, that is it for the reaction video to Saturday night's main event. I'm happy that you watched this. I'm glad if you did. I'm very thankful. I thank you for that. Please leave comments. Let me know what you thought about the show and what you think is going to happen next with SmackDown. If you love the Chelsea Green thing or if you wanted Michin, please like the video if you haven't yet. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. We're trying to build a really good community here, and so far we have one. I would just like to keep adding to that, and having you on this channel, if you haven't subscribed yet, would do wonders. I would love to have you here on this channel with us. Like I said, we're going to be doing a lot more. We're going to be doing like live streaming and then other things with this channel as well. So I would love for you to be along for the ride, because if this thing takes off, and I'm not stopping until it does, and then when it does take off, I'm not stopping there either. So we're going to keep going. Whether this gets 10 views or 1,000 views, I'm going to keep posting videos, and we're going to keep talking. We're going to have this community bumping. All right. I will be making a Raw review video next. I will see you guys on that next video. I appreciate all of you. Have a good rest of your weekend. And as always, my friend, until we yeet again, stay bitter.